right, so you want to learn how to play Empress, A. So the main riff we've got is like it's just a G and a C and a D minor 7. Or actually he's just kind of hammering on both. So G, but everything's hammered, so it's kind of open, and you use the middle finger and ring finger to hammer on to the G, and then open, which is like the D chord, but not D chord, C, bar, 3. I'm still working on it myself. All right, so the second part is like, once you figure that little part out, which I'm still working on, as I mentioned, the run up to it starts as basically, it's like a F minor. Actually, it's hammering on to F major, so it starts open. It's just the same pattern all the way up the line, so it's really just a pattern thing. But it starts on F instead of G, which is the main key of the song for the most part. So F to give the run, and I'll go it slow. And this one, the pattern is basically from this part, move your finger up a half step and do the same pattern. So half step again. And half step again. Get up high. We know, babe, that you're powerful, but we've got the love and rhythm. All right, so that's just G, and like this B, I think that's a B diminished, to C, and then D again. But we've got the love and rhythm. I think that's pretty much it. So there's a lot more to it. There's actually in the Empress part, he's doing some. We'll teach that in another lesson. So array below, just a couple adjustments on the chords I'm seeing. I do have the video, which is awesome. So Rick is doing, during the chorus, he is doing that D minor 7 flat 5. We know. And then he's going to the C, that you're powerful, and he's playing a basic D. We've got the love and rhythm. It looks like Peter on that is sort of varying it up. Very similar. He's going, I think he's doing like a, instead of doing, he's doing it without the third finger. I'm sorry. I think he's just doing like a walk up. He's sort of leaving it open. And then he's playing the C basic. And he's doing that D like 7. I don't even know what that actual chord is called, but the one you like, the Chad. I think it's got to be the C, and then say, looks like rainy day. We say, oh, what a day to be living. It sounds kind of cool. It works both ways though. The D, mixing it up, it's just a lot of things. But all right, that's just one piece of the puzzle. All right, these guys love this fingering, which I just learned from them, and I should have learned this decades ago, but the way that they basically just play the C fingering with a bar, my fingers are so shitty and short that's always been hard for me, so I'm struggling in that regard. But the beginning of Empress of Organos is basically that C chord on fret 7. Actually, Rick doesn't play it with the pinky up. He's just going. Messy. All right, so it's just like that. So basically, just pull it down 2 frets, 7 to 5, and then down to the. They're double stopping better. I'm not doing that very well, so you could probably just do it out. And that chord is the C with the middle finger up, like a whatever that C fingering is, which is actually a what is that? I can't remember the freaking notes. E flat 6 instead of. It's a lot of thinking. Okay. So from that point to start the song, which I was talking about, that E flat 6, and then they're doing that to that C fingering, or you could do it up here, F, and then it's on G. So Peter's going, he's sliding the whole thing. Rick is hammering. He's only playing the 3 strings to make this work. He's not going. Which, though at times when Rick is singing, he can't sing it and do that riff at the same time, which I can't do either. So he kind of holds the G even when he's doing it live. Anyway, with the road in my behind, started talking about a different line when we were free. Da-da-da-da-da, felt so far away from home. And that's basically a B flat major to a C major. And then they do the little riff, which I haven't learned yet, which is. So that's the G to that D9, D7, D9. Okay. Started dancing in the street when the Empress stomped her feet and she said, C minor, ho, 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 to D. Say, C minor to D. Pause there. Next video. Okay, next part. Ho, ho, D. Now, this is when Rick goes up to this register where he's playing, it's a G minor. Actually, I think it's that D, it's a 7. There we go. So it's a 7th chord. So G minor with a, this is what Peter's playing. Okay, he's playing on the lower register and he's doing that D7, 9 thing. What Rick is doing is up here, which is on fret 10. And it's just that fingering like a minor 7. Minor 7, which is G minor 7. So it's G minor 7 to D7, which is that he's playing it down here also. Now this is the thing that's all the Empress of Organos. I'm the Empress of Organos. I'll tell you where your bad thoughts go. The seeds to make them grow. C minor again. Make them grow, but I've locked them up deep down below. Sorry, it's all chromatic. Now what's cool is you've also got the little riff built in there, so. Cool. All right, same thing. If you think you've got the golden key, it's just darkness playing tricks for me. I'll twist and turn the path you chose to the shadows of Los Organos. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. So same thing, but C minor, path you chose. He does the shadows of Los Organos is actually not a 7th chord, it's a proper. Because it has that suspension. Which is kind of cool. It's minor detail, but it is different than the first time. Yeah, I think that's where we are. So it stays in this play. And then he does that sort of rolls it up. And then they create the and then it walks down. Which is that E flat, and then it does the riff, which you've been practicing from the beginning to get to. And I've already lost it myself. That's it. I think that's pretty much all the chords, and then the jam to figure out later. But that's the gist of it all, I think.